Hello and welcome, Yig here. Today I'm looking at Zodiac Mountain demo. This is actually a demo that should be coming out. It's not out today, but it should be out tomorrow on the 29th, according to the YouTube trailer. The Steam page does not say that, but it should be out tomorrow, according to that. So there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description if you did want to play it for yourself after watching this. Like I said, it'll just be out one day later. So that's what it says. That's all I could find. So if you're on the channel, grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. The developer sent me over key, and I've just been I really like the way this game plays, and it feels kind of almost, it feels almost perfect in the sense of like the art and everything it's a roguelike deck builder. So, but it has a lot of interesting twists, and I really like them. So we're going to jump in here. And we're going to just go start a game there. All right, so I've already done tutorials and things, and hold please, I need to turn this down slightly. All right, so the things I really like about this game and why I think it's very cool, it's just coming out as a demo, so that like all of my quibbles I think are things that will be fixed as you go into early access and stuff like that. And this is sort of being a demo is like basically this is what we're envisioning as our gameplay. Is kind of how I'm taking this. So you have a wheel where you can see what they're doing. You have a wheel where you can line up what you're doing. This is when you get your cards back, which is kind of an interesting thing. It reshuffles everything when you get to this one, and there's a number of turns. So sometimes there's a reason to not spend everything all at once, and sometimes there's not. So there's actually a lot of like interesting parts about that. They do have that thing you have there, and this is like an interesting bar because this just how well you do per fight declares on how easy you're going to have of a time picking your rewards as well as how good they are. And then we have some materials and stuff. Now, the cool part here for me, hit points, my name. All right, the cool part here is this. Now, you have two sides of the card, and each card does two things. So, for example, if we take guard and we look at it when it's on this side of the screen, and we can actually move them back and forth other than certain ones. And so this side of the screen, you'll notice says -1. This side says +1. That's what it does. This is going to give us key, which we use to do our attacks. So basically, that's kind of how it works. But key is not retained between rounds. Neither are shields. Hold on 1 second. I have to cough. Oh, my window is gone. Okay, there we go. All right, so those two things deplete, so you don't necessarily need to save any of this, but it also means you may not be spending it all every turn because you may not have the right assortment of cards. And you'll see everything as it plays out. Now, one thing I want to show you, like the aggressive punch here is a great example. So if we put it over here, it actually turns into a heal card that actually gives us 1 energy. So if we were down on life, this card's really good. So we may hold on to that, also because I don't necessarily like the depletion on it, because it eventually goes away if you do other things. We do want to get some stuff in. We're going to take 8 damage here, so I'm going to move this card over here, and then we're going to do, because I don't really want to take any damage this turn, we're just going to make sure that we don't. We're just going to do those two, and that'll get us through this turn without taking any damage. And then we have a little bit less damage going on here. The game seems like it's played at a reasonable pace. I'm a little slow on my decision making, so you know, there's that. If I needed to heal, I would do this. Flexible's a really cool one because when it's over here, it's going to give you block, which is actually perfect for us because that'd give us all the block we needed. And when it's over here, it'll actually do damage. So like I said, the dual nature of each card, the yin and yang of each card, is what gives it sort of replayability and some mechanics like that. Now we'll just go ahead and do this. And then we'll do that, and we'll actually do some damage this turn. But now you see the basic setup. You can also see this ends my turn at half health, and then if there's any other things going on, you can hover over everything, and it has like it's going to do 3 damage twice, and then I get a bleed debuff if it does damage, and you can just like everything. It tells you what to do everywhere, which is really nice. All right, so this is going to be a respite. So at the end of, so we've now got all of our cards back, and it'll just reshuffle at the time. We didn't use all our cards properly that time, but that was because I was kind of trying to explain stuff. So we're going to take 6 damage here. I would like you to go over here. We'll go ahead and block here for another block here. go. And we can do that for the damage. There we go, there we go. We know we're going to have enough blocks going on there. We have 2 of these, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swap them over here. While we won't get the heal, we'll still get the energy. So, take that, and then we'll do that to just get a little bit extra damage on that. And that's kind of how the game plays. And, like I said, of quibbles, my only quibbles would be that there's not a huge amount of card variety right now, but that's something over a couple of runs, and again, it's a demo that's just coming out, so it's the tiniest quibble you could possibly quibble. Alright, we're going to do 8 here, which is not great. So, we could do this, that'll give us 6. We're going to want to do both of, well, no, we're going to want to move this over here, we're going to want to move this over here. So that way we can do this, and that heal's not going to help us, but it's going to get us the 2 points so we can get the other 4 points there, and that'll take some of the damage away. We just want to make sure we don't get any of the scratch damage, because that's what's going to give us an actual, like, bleed. And then things are just not great for us, like we're about to have. I have predicted it. So yeah, now we have a bleed, which is not the worst thing in the world, because I think it's 1 stack, so that one's only going to do like 1 damage to us. But this potentially could set you with 2 bleed stacks every time. So, all right, let's be a little more cognizant of what we're doing here. Okay, we can actually. All right, so if we go with. We could go with the aggressive, so we can heal ourselves there. Then we can go with. We need to block 2 instances of 4, so we'll take that there. And then if we do flexible, and we're not on the we just got the respite, so I'm going to save these. Now, later on, it actually becomes a little more. Saving cards becomes more relevant because some of your cards above this level. Okay, let's do that. We're going to need to block 4. So we'll just move you over here. We'll do that to heal us up, and then we'll get our shield back up, and then we'll take and do some damage. I would like to do a little bit more damage than I've been doing, but later on. Okay, we need to block 2 instances, so we do need you over there, but we're going to need you over here, and we're just gonna go ahead and do some damage, and we'll guard up, and we're going to get 1 bleed, but that's not that bad. Later on, you'll get cards that actually combo into other cards, like punches, advanced level punches and stuff, and I got some from an event that did that, and at that point, it actually made a really big difference. Like, I really wanted to make sure that that I had the punch card to use before the I think it's like the discipline punch or something. I can't remember what it was. But basically, at that point, I actually need. Okay, we'll get 4 block off of that. We'll get 1 block off of that. That means we can key here. And I think we're actually going to double that. And there we go. That will be our turn. But that should keep us from more bleeds and things like that. So we won't chip damage down. Flexible's going to do some good damage. Or we can put it over there to block the block that we need to block. Okay, so the reason I'm going to do that, Flexible is going to give us our 4 block, but it's not going to cost anything, which basically means that we can use both of these cards. And yeah, later when you get the punches like, God, Discipline? I think it was Discipline Punch. Later when you get those punches, they'll actually combo off of other attacks, so you might want to save some for those in-turn ones. If you didn't get it, you might want to save a punch and something to generate the key with to actually use the thing. So we're gonna go heal 1. We're gonna get scratched this time, but that's fine. I was trying to play a little more aggressively earlier. We can just end this. Okay. So aggressive punch goes over here. Where's my aggressive punch? Heal me. Heal me. Okay. There we go. And that is literally all we need. I just wanted to get the heal in first. We didn't do very well that one. That's okay, though. I was trying to explain things. So, when you get, like, 4 stars, or 3 stars, you turn over, like, 4 of these cards, and you get to keep 2 of them. Whereas we didn't do great, so we're going to be able to choose 2 cards, and then we're going to choose one that we get to keep. Deal 0 damage. Punch card played equals plus... I'm going to take it. And I'm going to put this on it right here. Apply 1 freezes so strong. So strong. Okay, so as the buffs go... Ooh, let's go for an event. Alright. Place of refuge. Oh, I think we will... I did the prayer, so I'm thinking we're going to do the offering, because I'm not stealing from a temple. Oh, we gained a random relic. What did we gain? 5-point spear. Every third attack pierces. Oh, ooh, that's really good. That's really good. This might be the guy right here. Oh, yeah, he's the Okay, he's a disorient one. So he's going to add something to our deck that's detrimental. But like this, what I was saying, you have to pay attention, especially with him, because he'll actually, like, he does a lot of multi-attacks. So you'll see the 4, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I just need to block 4, but you really need to block 8. So sometimes it's a good idea if you think there's something else under there to check. All right, perfected punch. Okay, I want to try this out just to see what it does. He's not doing any damage to us this turn, so we don't have to do anything. We are going to put this over here. We're going to get some off of that. We have... Okay, so perfected punch is 2. Okay, so if I do this, we can do this chain here. So let's go with a punch. Now he does 2 damage. With another punch, he does 4 damage. You are way too expensive for how much damage you just did. You would have done. The math did not math on that. You are a troll card. Oh, wait. It still has the 4. So this is, you just keep this until that final turn before you know you're going to get renewed, and then... I'm guessing it's going to go back to 0 when we're done. But... do we want to do that? Or do we want to actually... Okay, yeah, let's go with this and that. And then we'll go for that. If we lose, it's no big deal. I've actually done a few runs, and they've actually gone pretty well. This is a good one here, right here. If damage taken, we're going to interrupt him. And that's a good symbol right there, because that means if we do damage to him, he's not going to gain that armor. And for us, that's great. He does, unfortunately, have that, which pierces armor. All right, we're getting a lot of disoriented cards, so it's still stacking. All right, so let's see what we got here. We can gain block. We don't need it, though, so we don't want to. So what we're going to do is gain 1 here. Then we're going to... I'm going to go over here with the block. Gain another 1. That way we can get that. And we can do 0 for that damage right there. And then I'm going to go... We got 2. Let's see... because we'll get this card back in here again. Let's see if that zeros or if it keeps stacking. Because if it keeps stacking, that's super strong. Alright, we got 2 aggressive punches and 2 regular punches, and he is stunned this turn. So for us, that's a perfect turn to just lay it all out there. Because, yeah, the question on that one's going to be, if it keeps it, that's really good. Okay, so I don't need you. I'm just going to do it that way. And then we'll end the turn there, because that'll prevent the armoring up. Now, he's going to do damage to us, and there's just nothing we can do about that. Which is okay, though, because we're going to get a little healing there, too. Wow! So it just keeps going. That was not what I expected. Not even a little. Oh, that is a lot of damage. Okay, let's see here. All right, how much can we do here? So if we do, he's going to do 8 damage, which is not great, but there's not much we can do about it since it pierces. So there's no real reason to gain a shield. I wonder if we could bring him straight to the stun phase. God, that is so crazy. Oh, I wonder. Hold on. Okay, so if I take this punch and use it here, does it... Okay, no, it's only played against him. I was wondering if it was doing that, because that would have been, like, crazy. Extra super crazy. That means that card can literally... That card scales. Now, that card... Now that I know how it works, I no longer doubt you, card. Okay, he's going to need to take damage. We're flexible, so we can do that twice even. Let's go there. Flexible. So he even gets powered up. He's even getting powered up when we are... He's even... Yeah, that's crazy. Oh. That's just... Okay, take you over here. 18 damage. That I cannot. That there's no way, no conceivable way that actually persists between fights. Like that's just. I'm pretty sure it's gonna reset itself every time after that. So yeah, now we're gonna get a little bit better of a price. So we'll get to turn over like 3 cards this time. All right, let's see here. This card, I could never really get it to work for me. It did have a freeze on the backside, though, which was real nice. But we're going to take this. And then we're going to have it apply freeze, too. Because freeze is amazing. And I said that on the last one, but we didn't actually freeze anybody. So what freeze does... Ooh, we had 23 gold? That's not much. Let's go over to the event. Punch makes perfect. Hey, remember I was saying this right here. So we're going to train our punch. We've gained the reckless swing. All right. Lost 4 hit points. We'll live. Lost another 4 hit points. Getting sketchy. Do we do it again? Because if... Let's not do... Let's not tempt fate too badly. All right, let's see here. Let's head into our battle here. So that is our turn cooldown timer. So we can actually see how far away we are from piercing armor. Ooh, this guy. Oh, no. This guy, like... wrecked me. Okay, yes. So it is exactly that. But the cool part about this is we can play it over here, and it was building even when it wasn't on screen. So we can apply our first stack of freeze that I keep talking about. He's going to take 2 cards out of our hand. So it is in our best interest to empty our hand of everything that we want to keep. So we got 2 punches. Okay, so let's do it this way. There we go. So, I want to keep everything in my hand, and therefore you get nothing, sir. Nothing. But now, freeze stacks forever. And freeze adds 1 damage to all of our attacks. So now this punch is going to do 6. It's flexible 4. He's got 6 damage, 3 vulnerable. 3 vulnerable is really going to mess us up. That I do kind of wish I had something to do against, but... in the interest of keeping our cards, we did not. So vulnerable just, it does make us take more damage, so it does mean we need to make sure we block as much as possible. And this is, if damage to health is taken, deflect. Deflect action queued gets pushed back 1. This action becomes stunned. Okay. So, we need to damage him, like so. That's going to put him stunned. Okay. Now, I'm going to go over here with this one, and this is going to give us 4 burn. 4 burn does exactly what you think it does. Like poison, it's going to do 4 damage or 1 damage for over 4 turns. And oh yeah, so let's we don't have to do anything to guard, so we can do that. Here's our reckless swing. Reckless swing is actually really strong. But you do damage to it. You take damage as well, so that's not great for us right now. Okay, let's go for I'm gonna save a little bit. All right, I'm gonna save these 2. Yeah, I'll save these 2. Okay. Okay, what are you at now? You're at 7, so good but not great. All right, I want you to go ahead and heal. Then he's going to do 10 damage, so we're going to get this block out there. Get that block out there. don't have anything else for that, but we do have that to get another stack of freeze on him. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but there's not much else. Not much we can do about that. Unfortunately, I usually end up having to stock up with some good healing because I tend to I tend to get myself in trouble and run out of cards beforehand, like so. But yeah, the freeze stacks. Sometimes you'll see something like this where it's like, or there. I had a reckless swing, I believe, that rolled freeze on its other side, and it was just like the greatest card ever because I would always use the. So sometimes I would always use the freeze side, so I didn't have to worry about the negatives of taking damage, but it gave me this infinite stack of being able to generate key to attack while also applying more stacks of freeze, and it really worked great, just like the fire one. I mean, like, if you go for it over in the freeze stacks, they will add up like super fast. Let's see what this one does. This one does our heal, so we'll do that. We could do that already. So he is going to do some damage, so I do want some shielding. All right. We can actually do this to make sure we don't take any more chip damage, because I've kind of taken a little more chip damage than I should have already. So, you know what? I think I actually could have just done this and taken him out. Someone who is watching this video was just saying that for like 3 minutes. Like, dude, you could have killed him last round. I am not the best at these types of games. So now we got the good score, and we can kind of go. And I know the game does play a little slow. I can understand that. It's not just me. It does actually play a little bit slow. Like maybe the attack animations could be a little quicker. Yeah, well, I'm going to take that now that I know what that thing does. Although this is a really good reckless swing. Consume more burn specs. Well, but then again, we only need one of those. Let's see if we can't get this reckless swing here. Oh, we need to reveal one more card. Sorry. Ooh, lazy guard. Yes, please. A lazy guard with a freeze? Oh, you are my hero. Lazy guard is great. We are turn 2 every time I look up there. Okay, so lazy guard I say is great because of a number of reasons. 1, cost 0. Gain a block, decrease this is... So each time you actually use it as a block, it loses points, but its block number is so high that it can usually get you out of trouble if you were going to be in trouble. And it gives energy, gives us that. We can take this over here. I'm going to do this. Oh, well, you know what? We'll do this. We're going to get another one of those. We're going to take these 2 flexibles over here. Actually, what we'll do is that right there. So we'll gain 4 block, gain 1, then we'll do that, and that should work. And we're already up 2 stacks on that, so that's already real nice. So we got to heal for that to give us some energy, and we can technically do another 12 points if we want. I think we will. Once you start getting the cards together and getting your good, like, combos of, like, fronts and backs, you can really do some crazy stuff in here. How are we doing so far on our big hitter? 6 damage so far? Nah, you're still a freeze card. All right. Let's go ahead and throw another freeze stack out there. I do want to get this fire one out because the dot will actually help us out quite a bit, but I kind of forgot to defense. Okay, so that's game 1 key. And what are you? You were healed 1. Okay, heal 1. That's going to give us 3. So I'm going to take this punch. We're going to do fire for starter. We're going to do 2 punches. That'll give us a... half-life. I forgot the half-life part. Some of the bosses will get a second bar on you, which is kind of interesting. So, let's see. That puts us mid-action here. We're going to take 9. I kind of don't want to take 9 points of damage. So, punch there, guard there, flexible there. We'll take 1. Much better. And then we'll go like this. I'm gonna go like that because even though it does have the deplete and eventually I think we have one more use on it. Okay, so you're gonna do 2 sets of 4. We are gonna lazy guard it. There's a piece of me that wants to freeze, but we're gonna lazy guard it. It'll drop 1. It happens. But that helps us keep our chip damage down. Alright. Okay, so we gotta block 9 if we want to make sure. 2 guard. Yeah, 2 guard. Okay, now let's see here. We can aggressive punch, but that's not something we want to do, so we do that. What do we got for reckless swing? Okay, we would take 2 damage, but it would also knock almost the rest of its life off. I'm assuming that's going to go straight to our hit points. Okay, so we are good there. We can actually get this hit out just to make sure. Next turn, we'll just be able to take her out. Not a problem. Even with the aggressive punch. 2 cards. One of the bosses, the way his... Oh, I did... Aw. Hey! One of the bosses that I fought earlier was... we'll try to go through one more, but kind of like quicker. I apologize. I'm like I take super long in this game. Yeah, see, duelist punch. We're going to take that. On the back side, let's go with that. And we get a second one of these. Okay, so this is an interesting card because this card wants you to discard it. So its damage increases each time it's drawn. I don't know. We can always do freeze. All right. So I don't know if it's going to persist. We do have a decent amount of cash. Let's go to the shop. All right. Flexible. I'm at 0. I want to buy both of those. Really, I do. What do we got here? Each time you shuffle, draw an extra card. Regenerate 2 health when hit. Tell me more. Every 4 turns, apply weak. Okay, we're buying this. We can only buy 1 of these now. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy the lazy guard. Because it's just a really good all-around card. We don't know what's on the back of it, though. Because we didn't get to choose. So it could be something completely different. All right. We'll try to get through this a little faster. All right, let's see. He's just going to shield up. Oh, yeah. He just shields up. And then he turns his shields into damage against you. So you need to make sure you take out his shields. In this case, that does mean that we know we can move this over here. We'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. It's probably going to be the one that heals me. And we will lose 1 from that. We could have saved, but it all did the things that we wanted it to. Okay, so now he's gonna shield up to 4, and he's gonna convert it to a hit for us. So we want to block that. So let's get our first free stack out, guard over against that. And then next turn we'll get our cards back, and we'll be going. Perfected punch. What are you looking like right now? You're looking like 3 damage, so you're looking like a freeze spell. That's what you're looking like. Disappear. Yeah, like it wants to go away. It wants us to like discard it. So we're gonna try not to, because I want to see if that goes up. And that'll be the let's see, 3 damage. Oh, we've been. He does this, which is it hurts us. It hurts us a lot. This card actually comes in super handy against him, because the fire will do damage to him no matter what, and that is just going to keep adding because he's going to keep slapping us around with that. If this attack hits, it reduces your damage, and that is super maybe not healthy. Okay, so the duelist punch I was saying earlier about comboing. Now when we combo this one, it hits twice. So let's see what we got here. Apply 1 freeze, and it now has to be redrawn. Yeah, that's eh, eh. Flexible punch. So hopefully I got one where I just had to grind him down. Okay, so we got a regular punch and we got an aggressive punch. Aggressive punch generates. We'll go ahead and do that. We're not really going to be able to punch a hole through his shield though, which is going to be mighty unhealthy right here. We're going to end up with those. We're going to end up with these stuck on us again. So not much I can do about that. We'll go ahead and guard that. Actually, because the guards are only 4. That's why I was saying there's not much I can do about it. I'm like, technically I could guard to not take some of the damage, but we're still going to end up with the stacks. See, so it kind of at that point, it's like, which way do you go? All right, what do we got? What do we got? Lazy guard. And lazy guard is going to apply a freeze to him. You have an aggressive... Let's see. Oh, this one. Apply 2 burn to self. Gain 3. Oop, no. I've done that before, and I actually nearly burnt myself to death. It was just me, like, not paying enough attention, but still, like, I should probably avoid that. Let's go with... Okay, let's get you over here. Heal 1. That gives me 2. Then we'll punch you with both of those, and I'm going to keep you right there. So I think we're going to do that right there. I'll try to strategize a little more. It is now up to 12 damage. So that is pretty impressive. Give me that. Give me that. Reckless swing. It's like 6 plus 6 right now. We want that lazy guard out there. So we'll do it that way. We'll go with that, and then we'll go with that. And that's still going to do, like, a good chunk. I need to... That's going to hurt if I don't make that number go down immensely. Like, that's not going to feel great at all. Okay, let's see. Apply 2 burn to self. Gain 3. Which would allow me to not do anything special at all. So, yeah, we're still going to end up doing it. But that's only because I want to do both of these things, so we can hopefully chip that down just a little farther, because is it going to hurt? Okay, perfected punch, you may be my hero. Oh, is it coming through? Oh, okay. That is, we need 2. So we're just going to take them from the punch category. There we go. And we'll take those from the punch, both from the punch category. Right now we have 8, and he's going to do 16. So if we take that, which gives us our 3 that we need to do the guard and then do the perfected punch. Ooh, that is a chunk off of him. Hey, we kept the stack off. No, we didn't. Never mind. All right, let's see. We are weakened right now, which is a bit annoying, but we are in this to win this. We have 1 more turn, so here's what I'm gonna do here. We're gonna throw a 1 punch with a 1 punch, and then we should be able to since he's not gonna be able to do anything but this 8, we should be fine. We should be super. Duelist punch, please. Okay, so then we'll take reckless punch and aggressive punch and combo those 2 to give us that one and that. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Hey, yeah. Oh, 65 damage. That card. Oh, no. We have not beat his final form. Okay, let's get back to it. 65 damage, though. Hey, free stacks persist. Ooh, kind of sucks to be him. Okay. He's not doing anything to us, so... Dang. Like, oh, that is crazy. Guard, please. And then we will go here, and then we will duelist punch him out of existence. Yeah! It did go faster. But yeah, I like that the dynamic of like trying to figure out what you're using between the two of them. We'll grab this reward and then we'll see. Oh, draw 1, block 5. Oh, block is yeah, that's fine, but it's a 0 cost block, so like that feels real good. That's another one of those cards that's just really Okay. We only need 1 perfected punch, but this one starts at 8 damage. Like, okay, we're gonna take this one, and we're gonna have it draw us an extra card. Then we'll take this perfected, and we will have it apply a burn stack instead, and that will actually make things pretty good. All right, now we have a seal. We'll go to Seal Merchant, then we'll exit out from there and see if we can save mid-run. Now, Seal Merchant's kind of cool. So you can increase... So these use this currency to do something to a card. So if you want to make it better shields, you could do that. If you want to increase damage, you could do this. I really like this one. Yang cards, and it's so when it says Yang cards, what it means is that it's only going to affect one side of the card. So for example, if we take this one, Perfected Punch now costs 1. And then I can do it again for as much of these as I have. And you can actually get a lot of uses out of this. Like, you could start putting things like this on zeros, and you start getting these cards for free and all this damage for free. And it can go super crazy. Like, I've had some fights and some runs that where everything just went, like, everything's exploding all at once. All right, let's see if we can save mid-run. Exit to menu. It is a demo, so it looks like it's just a new game, but that's fine. So, this has been Zodiac Mountain. I really enjoyed this game. I like the way the dynamic between... I like deck builders sometimes, but this has a really interesting dynamic between those two. And honestly, like I said, my only quibble is I just want to see more of it. More of everything. So, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description, which on the 29th, according to the YouTube trailer, it should be... The demo should be live and you should be able to play this. So, like one day. So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, I do hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, as always, have a great day.